doing a little repair work to this Jason Goes to Hell master mother mold that I've made. About to make a master of this. What I gotta do is I've been doing some repairs with Hydrocal because I put this together, made this an entire one-piece mold, and I gotta go in here and make sure I scrape out the excess Ultracal before it dries completely. It's kind of gotten a little clayish, clumpy. You know, where you can move it around with your fingers. Taking the blunt end of a paintbrush, chip brush, and lightly scraping over where it looks like it's clumped into the details, so I don't lose the detail on the master pour. Now the only problem I've got, and I will probably try to make this work, I only have 1 gallon currently of Monster Maker's latex. So rather than wait for springtime and wait for the 5-gallon bucket that I can order to come in and do it then, I'm going to try to at least get a master copy out of this, hopefully. Hopefully it will be thick enough. I don't know. If it's not, oh well. I will try with a 5-gallon thing. The only problem I have is, like I said, when I got the Monster Maker's Mass Latex, I wasn't planning on making such a huge, enormous mass thing. I was going to do smaller mass. So, what I've got is a little dilemma. Now, I can use a brush, do a print coat, slosh it, but you got to remember this mold that I fixed and repaired weighs a good 15-20 pounds. There is been burlap added to it. What I'm trying to do though is I'm trying to repair the inside line, because I can bring it closer. As you can see, I'm going to touch it right here. And so there's a dip or Ultracal in there, patched out. And then there's the seam line that runs all the way in the middle, down through the middle. You probably can't see it because it's too dark. I may bring the camera over and show you guys. But the thing is, I have to be careful with this. Shit. The thing is I don't want to lose any detail in this, because I am not going to try and resculpt this workpiece. I am not the original artist of this piece. This belonged to Chris Russell. He did sell it to me, so I am just doing a repair on a broken mold, and I am trying to do a casting for Adam Marcus, the director of Jason Goes to Hell. Now, I also, at this time, going to use the same mold to make head prop pieces. Now, if you remember in the movie Jason Goes to Hell, when they blew him up, his head was separated from the rest of his body, right? Now remember that. Well, according to Adam, and I'm taking him director's word exclusively, nobody has that piece. Least of all him. He's never seen it. And so what I'm doing So I'm going to run a production line for those of you who are collectors to have a Jason Goes to Hell prop head where it's just his head blown up. So that's why I'm taking my time with this to make sure I still retain all the detail in this broken mold, and I don't have to go back in and add it or resculpt it or any of that crap. Although I am, and I have full authority on this because I am the owner of this now, I am going to be making resin pieces, resin busts for Jason Goes to Hell. I have to make a master first. And this is just a thing to let you guys know that in addition to the Jason body parts that I have on the other side of the shop there, I'm going to be trying to buy my very best. I've had some health issues in the past few days with my back and having to go for CT scans on my lungs, stuff like that. So I am trying my best to try to get these things out. I've got to get at least 5 of these done for prop head wise for September. September is Days of the Dead in Charlotte, North Carolina, currently. I want to at least have 5 of these ready and available for purchase at the table. So I have to have them done, filled, painted, and ready to go. So, I would like to hereby thank my Facebook friends, Chris Russell, Alan Hops, and Richard Gray Pennington for the advice and guidance and how to do this. Also, there is a guy named Brian Dunn who was very instrumental in making a video on the repair of an ultra-cal mold, which I found very, very, very detrimental in what I'm doing here, and that I owe him a tremendous, huge debt of thanks. Because without his guidance, I doubt I would have been able to, make this work. Also, one other person. There was a little guy named Michael Danetz, okay? Michael and I go back a little bit on me learning how to do this, because I was trying to get into crawl before I could walk, and I was one of those full of question type guys that wanted to bug and harass and, annoy everybody on the forums about, how do I do this? Okay, well, I do this. How do I do this? Because I am a very visual person when it comes to doing stuff. I cannot just listen to direction. I have to actually see it done. So I have studied over the last 4 or 5 years. I have studied hundreds of videos on how to do stuff. I have bought materials from company just on the fly that, okay, maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Not always the case. The situation here is that I have a mold that was already made that I took over, and I'm trying to make it work for something different. Same, character, same look, same everything. So anything that you see on the, I would try to get photos of it, but can't quite get it because their website's protected, but I would ask Chris about that. So this is pretty much done. I'm going to let this set up tonight. Come out tomorrow. Got this in the damn jar, and it's solid as a rock. Look at that. Woohoo! That's not going anywhere. That's also confirmed in the bottle right there. Right down. I just used a little bit more than I should have. I got a brush. Maybe usable. Get the plaster and concrete out of it. I'll just put it in the water. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, like I said, got to thank these guys because without their help, Alan Hops especially, he works with Stilt Beast, and he had been very, 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 very helpful because Alan does what I do. He does it on a professional level, and he shows you how to do it with homemade materials. You can go to the hardware store and get stuff and put it together and make your own stuff, and it costs you a quarter of the price of what it would do to buy professional materials like the Monster Makers latex, you know, that type of thing. So I got to thank him for that. Richard Gray Pennington for the guidance and advice. He's a dear friend that's going through a lot now, needs prayers and thoughts and love and all that. And then there again, you know, Michael Donetz has been very informative and helpful. You know, I bet you I've annoyed the shit out of him more often than not on a lot of stuff. However, you know, I can't help it. I got to know, and in order to know, you got to ask questions. So, anyway, this is setting up. I'll come out in the morning, tomorrow afternoon, something like that. And if I find another thing of latex here, I may be able to use it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and just order the 5 gallons and do that then. But I will try to get at least one piece off and do a pull from this and see how it works. I want to try to get a latex pull, a good solid copy from this, and see if it will work. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Thank you.